Now everyone's awake, so no?
కదా అదే మెసేజ్ కదా చెప్పలేదు సారీ 5 fingers
I was interviewing Tim Hughes, the guy who sang that song, Light of the World. Light of the World. So I asked him a question. Basically what happens is, consider this story or this incident. I'm a worship leader. Or there's a young worship leader. I don't want to take Danny because he may feel embarrassed after some time. I'll tell you why. Okay. So a young worship leader, dynamic, very professional, very great worship leader is there. And on a Sunday morning, his pastor is getting a new guest speaker, and that was an eventful Sunday morning. Imagine the worship leader has prepared a new song, and he's trying the new song with the new drummer and a very professional keyboard player or a guitarist. And they're practiced very well, and the worship leader wanted to really do a good job. And his pastor has put some pressure on him, and so he wants to make it really a good song, and he did it. And the day of worship, the Sunday morning, imagine the worship leader is you, and you're leading the worship. There are so many dynamics that are working. He has to be conscious if the new drummer is doing his best and matching with his song. It is his new song, so he practiced a few preludes and interludes, and his professional keyboard player is also accompanying him. And the pastor is there, and the new speaker is there. With all the expectations of so many people, and the concentration, if the speaker, backup, sound monitors are giving all that, and the lyrics are going well, he's trying a new song. With all the dynamics happening, how much worship can he give to God? Or you can give to God, standing in that position. Expectations from the pastor, a new guest speaker to impress, the condition of your player, the drummer, and yourself. And if you're not a married person, if you have somebody whom you are looking at to get married to, or if you don't want somebody but that person is looking at you, be it a boy or a girl, or if your ex or your future, what possibilities? What is, or if your mother is there, or your wife is there, or children, and your son says, Dad, better be careful at that point, you are missing that. And he has to be careful when he comes to that stanza. Imagine these things happening, how much can a person give worship to God? Standing in the stage, be it Don Moen, or be it Martin Smith, or Tim. Can you guess? Or if it is you, how much? So, is it bakwas? Again, he's flipping the. So, where is this? Can you give me? I want to. This is a practical. Out of 100%, how much can you give? Don't blame Danny or anybody else. Let's put yourself in your. Can we give 100%? No?
not all the time.
Not all the time, not possible. And God understands that. It's exactly like when I'm writing a very nice answer, my teacher comes and stands next to me. Even if I know it, I will not be able to write it. Especially if it's a teacher that's very strict. And she closes down on her, okay, she enlarges my page. Not possible. So I was asking him a question. Tim, how is that you come and create fire here when you're not connected? You know what he said? Sonny, the fire is created at home, not here. We cry there, not here. But the crowd cries. One of the songs that Danny was reading, some of you were crying, and I tried to see, it touched my string somewhere, and I was connecting to God. And I was watching this guy crying, he was not. I said, Lord, Danny, really, did a fantastic job. He said, Lord, that's what I was preparing to. Not celebrating him, but this is what happens behind the doors, that we do our groundwork, our homework with God. So when we create fire there, it automatically gets connected with all these dynamics. I'm telling you, I'm not connected to God in the sense that I'm exhibiting. It's not pretension, it's not hypocrisy. It is the way it has to. Somebody has to serve. And that means somebody has to be there in the cooking place, not being here. I tell you, my friends, it's all about your relationship with God that matters about your personal evangelism or your building the kingdom for God. You know what? Who made the word? Who popularized the word Jai Hind? Subhash Chandra Bose. He also was the one who called Mahatma Gandhi Mahatma, though they always fought. This guy says, give me blood, I'll give you freedom. Give me blood. That's what he promised to Indian freedom fighters. Give me blood, I'll give you freedom. And Gandhi was saying, no fighting, no army, no all that violent stuff, so it's peace. So they both clashed on many occasions. But Jesus said, I'll give you my blood. I'll give you freedom. Can you see the contrast? Yesterday we were talking about Nirbhai's parents saying that we want the person who raped my daughter to be killed. She didn't leave behind an orphan or a widow. They had the luxury of having a conversation with her. It has a mishap. It's a mishap. I'm not downplaying her death. But what is the perspective that the world is looking at us, and from what angle we? Should we close our eyes and pray, Lord? This is not the last session, my friends. There could be many more in your life. But as we take time to listen to God, there is something larger, something deeper, something wider that God is wanting to show. But if we fully we care to listen to Him, Father, speak to us, Lord. Just speak to us, Lord, and give us listening spirits. In Jesus' precious name. Amen. You know what? At what age Solomon came to his throne? He was, what's your name? He was your age. When Solomon became the king of Israel, he was 13 years. And you know what he asked? Wisdom. Wisdom? No. I'm sorry. That's the way the Hebrew, when you read Hebrew, Bible from a Hebrew perspective, the thing that you're reading, it changes. Can you open your Bibles to 1 Kings chapter 3, verse 9. 1 Kings chapter 3, verse 9.
So give your servant a discerning heart to govern your people and to distinguish between right and wrong.
That's all. And if you go to the previous verses, it says, God asks him, what do you want? And he explains to him, Lord, how can anybody rule your people? How can anybody have the strength to do so? And so, this is what I'm asking. He's simply asking, what is wisdom? Wisdom is what you are Sheba, right? What Sheba read is that the simple difference to know what is right, what is wrong, is wisdom. But before that, what does he ask?
A discerning heart.
Discerning heart. And in other words, it says, listening spirit. That's all. And the Lord does the next thing. So my concern this morning is, how do we create fire at home before you go to the office? I tell you, if you are waking up just to go to your office, you better don't go to office. If you're just waking, you just wake up, rush into the bathroom, and you come out, get out of your clothes, rush into your garage, take your car and go. If that is it, I'm telling you, my friends, we have lost the purpose of our existence. It is one-on-one meeting with God, I tell you. Whatever happens, you will not win a soul every day. But the seed that you sow, it shall come to its fruition, even if you don't see that person coming to the Lord in your lifetime. I'm telling you, I'm saying this with a guarantee of the word that I have from the Lord. This is beautiful that when God says that, see, it is my concern. You're just partners with me. You have to come to that. Are they five?
Four.
Four? 5 fingers, but one thumb. The first one is when you look at God as a partner. If you know you're responsible, and what is it that stops others to know what you already know? Why shouldn't they know what you know? I'll give you an example. If you're doing a night shift and come late in the night, your neighbor is your bitter enemy. You don't talk, his wife does not talk to your wife, your children don't get along with them. Every day over the fencing you have a fight. It's been running and it's bitter. So much so that you don't even look at each other. But one night you're coming back home and you saw on his house top fire. Can you go and sleep peacefully? No. What would you do? You would go and knock his door, barge into his house, save people, even if he's fighting with you, you'd pull him, drag him, throw him out and say, hey, listen to me, keep quiet. Wouldn't you do that? I'm not asking you to do that. Neither does the Bible say. You don't have to barge into. But if you know you are responsible, you can write it down. If you know you are responsible, and every responsibility comes with an authority. Before that you can write, maybe every responsibility comes with a privilege. You have a privilege to get into his house, break through, barge into, yes or no? You have a privilege, and that privilege comes with an authority. If I'm my boss's employee, I have the authority to run the show, run the office. I have every authority into every closet or in every room in the office that he gives to me. If I know, it's my responsibility. And every responsibility comes with a privilege, every privilege comes with the authority. And every authority gets into an accountability one day. And every accountability comes into judgment. After a few years or months, my boss would come and say, Sonny, what have you done out of what I have given into your hands? And that judgment results in two things, either punishment or reward. There is a judgment of the righteous also. In the end, it's not judgment only to the sinners. Even the saved are going to be judged. There's going to be a reward or the other side of it, my friends. And this is where we stand. So as a child of God, you partner with God. Number one. That is the basic understanding. I'm not doing that as a worker. If I'm coming home and we have a brand new car, and if there are a lot of my workers and some kids are playing with that, as much as my son would be bothered about the car, the others would not be. They're all workers, they're waiting for me to give them orders. And if my son just walks in and he sees somebody playing with my car, even if somebody is looking at it so closely, he'll get to stop and think, what is this guy trying to do with my car? Because he has got the heart of a son, he is his father's heir. If kingdom is my father's, I would not stop a day building it. Beautifully said what Danny said is, the sum of all our life, 20 years or 10 years, is what I live every day. That sum of all that is what I live every day, and unless I go to my office or to the grocery store, the stores, or out on the road, wherever I am, with my religious friends, if I don't go into this world as a son, in partnership with my father, I tell you, my friends, will not be able to make souls a basic priority. Number two, you need to have have a passion. If I buy a car which my son did not like, or if I buy a car which my son liked it, he would give more of his time to what I buy in line with his like and dislike. Did you? If he wants a dog but I get a cat, daddy bought it. But if I bring it in line with his acceptance, he'll care for it, he'll give his best. And sometimes, if there's nothing, if he's my dear son, he will go with what my love is, what my like is. And what is Father's desire? That none should perish. The reason why Jesus came into this world was to seek and to save that which was lost. The difference between search and seek is that in the word seek, you find it, you search it until you find it. I searched it, I did not find it. So for example, you are going to take a flight to some place and you want to pick up your Kindle or your book. You didn't find it. It's okay. But you don't find your ticket, you have to stop. You have to take an extra time to find that. And that's what is seeking is. So first you become a partner with God in building kingdom. And second is, it is your passion. And the number 3 thing is, you pick up people not randomly, not according to what you want.
The second one you said passion, right?
Passion.
And you mentioned about like and dislike. So what is that like and dislike?
That's right. See, there are two dimensions. It's beautiful. One is, the son has no choice. So in the first parameter, he likes what father likes. True love is liking what your lover likes. What your wife likes, if that is yours, you have pleased her. If you like what your son likes, sometimes the children they're not as good as the father's decision could be. So, when your son takes what he likes, that's in line with the father. So both of us go by the kind of a thing that he wants, and his passion is poured into it. You got me? Sometimes there's no choice. What the father has, or father has brought in, that's what his son's passion becomes. You get me? Two dimensions to it.
So whatever that, for example, if we have any circumstances that we are going through that we don't like.
Yeah, I'm talking about kingdom principle, where son and the father are knitted. You're talking about parenthood.
I want to understand from me and from God's perspective.
Okay, for example, if number one thing is that what God likes is your like. That's what a partners that you both agree on the same thing. Number two, if you're talking about what you like, it has to be in line with the father and the father in line with you. Okay, so it is one is what is downloaded and one is partnered together and decided. Number three, a good dad would not bring what is bad to the house even if the son likes it. So that is a different, so he would not get it. Got me? So the number thing is picking the people that you want to communicate and give the gospel. The whole world is, so whom do you go give the gospel and build a kingdom? Basically, when we look at the life of Jesus, one day he was walking with people. So much was the crowd that a decent, dignified government officer gets onto a sycamore tree. You know whom I'm talking about? He lost all his dignity. He gets on not just to a wall, to a tree, an officer trying to, that means that much was the crowd. Number one, the crowd was big. Number two, if Jesus was walking in a crowd as big as that, do you think the destiny of the meeting was something silly? That he would go to a pandava and say, oh, give me some supari, I'll eat and go. Okay, bye guys. No, he was not going for something that was simple, small or simple. big crowd was going, that means you had a big destiny, something, or maybe a stage was set, maybe a program, whatever. And in the midst of that, he just takes a detour, goes to a tree, talks to this man, calls him down, says, I am going to your house. क्या पूरा भीड़ बकवास है क्या? Is that all? Foolish that they're all staying and this guy comes and walks in and he says, I'm going to go to your home to eat. That means he has to go to chicken shop. In India if it is here, you have to take it out from the fridge, defrost it. A lot of things happen when I am coming to your house and this much time Jesus was sitting and watching whatever TV you're talking, whatever, not TV. The crowd was waiting. What must have happened to them? Can you imagine the dynamics that must have been working in the logistics department, administration department, program, event makers, everybody? That day salvation came to Zacchaeus' house. He was in flow with what the Father was taking him through. He was not pre-planned with, okay, Inky Pinky, Monkey, Daddy has it. No, it's not that. So you just go, oh, this guy is nice, this guy is nice, I have to win this. No, really. Get to God, get on your knees, Lord, give me a heart that will break my heart if it is breaking yours when you look at this person. That's where you get connected to God. One is you partner with God. That means you cannot do anything, no matter how much. Number two, you are passionate with what your Father's purpose is. Number three, it is begging. Number four, you pour yourself into that person's life, whatever God leads you to. One of the most significant moments in Jesus' life with his disciples was he washed the feet of the man who was going to betray him, as much as it did to Peter and to John. Pour into their lives, my friend. Pour into their lives. And the final thing is, you pray for them. I just put those 5 P's for us to clearly remember. They're not final, they're not downloaded from heaven, it's just that God gave me, just to make it more easy for us to remember. I want to close in the next 5 to 7 minutes. I want you to connect with me as I take you through this journey of the story. Somewhere in late 80s, I went to Nepal as a student. And Nepal was a closed country at that time. And you're not supposed to preach gospel. I went as a student, and it was the same year that I was saved. So I was saved in the month of November, and we were in December. So I used to drink beer as a student that time. And my only concentration was that if we were in Nepal, all the students, and I was a student leader, 31st night in Nepal. So I was all through praying, Lord, I don't want to drink. So I was trying to keep myself very strict, close, and more with Nishta. And 31st night is over, we came back. But later I realized, oh my goodness, this is a closed country. If only I had taken some tracts, which I had in my bag that time. I was doing it in every city that I was going, but in Nepal, Lord, had I left them, I would have won some soul, Lord, from Nepal. Oh my goodness. So I felt very bad. While coming back, I prayed, Lord, and all through I prayed, Lord, if you give me a chance, I want to do something for Nepal. It's not that God wants me and I need, it's just for my satisfaction. As a student, I just prayed. I came back. In 89, my pastor in Hyderabad told us in the congregation that there is a man by name Nicanor Tamang who was arrested in Nepal. So pray for him. So we were praying for him. I prayed for him a couple of years. And then I prayed for him every day I prayed for him. In the year 93, 94, I was in a bus taking me to Dehradun from Delhi. Right in front of me, there was a man with a small book, Reader's Daily Bread. I thought he's a Christian, so I asked him when we stopped in Dwaraka. We sat together for food and he asked me, Sunny, what's your name? He asked me, I'm Sunny and everything. And the ritual continued and I asked him, sir, what is your name? He said, my name is Nicanor Tamanga. I said, I was shocked. Sir, are you the Nicanor Tamang from Nepal? I said, yeah, I'm from Nepal. So were you arrested sometime back? He said, yes. And do you know Pastor B.H.G. Prasad, who is my pastor? He said, yes. And the connection was so beautiful, we just had some good words, thoughts, exchanged. And he left, I forgot him. I never met him again. 2004, I was in the States and I was looking for stories of Christian missionaries like her who served in India. I met so many of them. So much so, one lady by name Rick Rohn. He's from Minneapolis area. That man served for 17, 20 years in India and he died there. He was a specialist in surgeries of a particular kind. When that disease hit him, his assistants were operating on him and they killed him. Our entire family lost a missionary father for the sake of God. The very purpose for which he came to save people from, the same reason killed their father. That lady stays in Minneapolis. I was collecting stories of people who live in India, their perspective, why they are in India, why in India only, what is the missionary perspective. So I was doing stories like that for the magazine. One day I met one man I met, whose son was working in Nepal. I said, Uncle, can I do your son's story? He said, he's just 40 years, he's got more life to live. I wonder if you live to his faithfulness unto God until the last day, so don't do his story, he said. But if you want, you can do the book of Nepal. So I was interested, I was excited, but I was not experienced in book writing at that time. Then he said, Sunny, I can connect you to somebody in Nepal who can be your guide to that. So I went to this man whose appointment was very serious, very crucial, very strategic that you would not get him. Fortunately, we got him, and this guy was talking about Nepal and all that stuff. And he asked me, Sunny, why are you interested? I said, I was in Nepal some time back, and this is my story. And unexpectedly, I met Nicanor Tamang. And he said, how is that you met Nicanor Tamang? I said, this is how I met him. You know what he said? That guy said, Gary Hafiston, he's a German. He said, Sunny, the day the police came was the day I led worship, like Daniel. I led worship, I sat down on the floor, the police came and picked this guy up. Nicanor Tamang. I was the eyewitness to his arrest. I was shocked. What is this connection? And then, after some time, he connected me to another lady from Minnesota, Seattle, I think, working in India, in a place called Siliguri, that is the border of India and Nepal. Then I had to meet her, so I met her, and she was asking me, what is your interest? And I told her the story, all this. You know what she said? Sunny, only 2 people were arrested on that Sunday, Nicanor and myself. Her name is Cindy Perry. She was arrested, but since she could not be imprisoned, she was deported. She came back to the States. I got into Nepal and began to do the church history of Nepal. And anything good in Nepal, you see, it is, I was telling you, anything good you see in Nepal, it is all church and Christianity. And there is no church history of Nepal. The one that was written was a research book. Basically, it is how an American, one organization has done. They have written from the American perspective. Those books do not have what the Nepalis have done. And that project of writing the Nepali book. I tell you my thing, my friends, stay connected to God. He has a way to connect you to that point of whatever country, whatever nation, whatever group, as she is connected. As many of you, some of you are connected. It could be India, it could be here, it could be any other place. But I'm telling you, when you partner with God, He will deploy your son. This is my need. This is where my heart is. This is where my heart is breaking. These are the people that are getting crushed. Can you come and release? I tell you, my friends, it's not about money. This is paisa kariye. This is dil ka hai. It is about your heart, where your heart goes, my friends. God does not need our money. Basically, He needs our lives, He needs our heart. Close your eyes and ask for Lord, as you called Moses to deliver your people, is there a place where you want me to be connected to? You will not go to Nepal as I am able to go. You will not be able to go to the country that God would lead you to. But the connection will be greater when you see them in heaven. Ask God, Lord, who are the people that I can connect it to? Join your hands with God. Lift your hand up and say, Lord, take my hand. Help me pick my people in line of your need, your purpose. Ask God. You don't want to put your hand down, but ask God, Lord, connect me to those 3 or 4 or 5 people that I will pray for. I want to give you 3 simple steps. Ask for those 5 people or 3 people or even 1 person or 10 person. Don't be superficial and go for 100 people. Practical number of people that you can pray weekly or monthly or daily, whatever, but let that be your passion. So let those people come into your life. Put them down as a paper on a post-it script or in your Bible, wherever. Pick those people. Number 2, as a fellowship, pick up a few names, and each time you meet, sincerely, even if it's 1 minute, just pray. Number 3, get connected to somewhere on the globe. It need not be America, it need not be India alone. It can be anywhere in the world which you don't have to go visit and see. But start praying, my friends. God has amazing ways to network.
Give myself to you. Give myself to you, so you can use me. I give myself to you. Let it be a cry of your heart. I give myself to you, so you can use me. I give myself to you, just as I am, God. Just as I am. You know me. You made me. You called me even before the foundations of the world. So I give myself, because I don't belong to myself anyways. My life is yours. So I give myself to you, Jesus. I give myself to you, so you can use me. Give myself to you, open my eyes, oh God. I give myself to you, so you can use me. Purify my heart, let me be as gold and precious silver. Purify my heart, let me be as gold, pure gold. Give yourself to God and let Him refine you. He's the part and we are the clay. Purify, be as gold. Purify my heart, let me be as gold, pure gold. Refine fire, my heart's one desire, God, is in me. Set apart for you, Lord, I choose to be may be painful, God. My heart's one desire, God, is to be holy, set apart for you, God, only for you. I choose to be holy, set apart for you, my Master. I'm ready to do your will. Yes, I'm ready to do your will. Give yourself, Lord, I'm ready to do your will. Yes, I'm ready to do your will, God. Lord, I'm ready to do your will. I might not have the power, I might not have the strength, I might not have the wisdom, God, but I'm ready. Use me. This Saturday of life. I'm ready to do your will, for your kingdom's sake, for your glory. I'm ready to do your will. Yes, I'm ready to do your will. Greater things are yet to come. Greater things still to be done in this city. Do you believe? Do you believe that greater things are yet to come? Greater things still to be done in this city, in my life, in my church, in my country. For the calling you have, greater things are yet to come. Greater things are still to be done in this city, in my life, God. Oh Lord, we believe that greater things are yet to come. Greater things are still to be done here. We believe you are doing it right now. Right now you are. You are doing people, God. You are speaking to us, God. Today you're setting us apart for your kingdom, God. For the greater things yet to come. Today is the choice we make, Father God. Today is the choice we make for greater things, Father God. We want to partner, God. We want to be passionate, Father God. The passion cannot come from us, it has to come from you, God. So we just give our lives to the potter. Make us, fill us, and use us. Lord, I'm ready to do your will. That's your cry, just cry out. Lord, I'm ready. I'm too tired of serving you. I'm ready. Lord, I'm ready for your glory, your purposes. So that we said, in our generation we fulfill our purpose. The purpose that you have for Lord for this generation. So these people are here, God. No one's here by mistake, God. Each one's here by divine appointment, God. To fulfill your great plan. To change this world, God. For your glory. For your glory. Just believe and say, Lord, I'm ready to do your will. Yes, God. Yes, I'm ready to take control, God. Take control. Overcome us, God. Overcome our weaknesses, God. Overcome, God. Overcome, God. Now we give you ourselves. Give myself to you. Last time. So I give myself to you, so you can use me however you want, God. I give myself to you, oh God. I give myself to you, so you can use me.
Father, we want to thank you, Lord. It's not that we don't know, Lord, what we heard, but it's just like rebellious child. We walk back on your voices, on your words, on your commands, in your vision. But draw us back, Lord. As Solomon prayed, Lord, give us a listening spirit, that we may come back and listen to what you have to say. Lord, it's not about me. This life is not about us. It's about you and your kingdom. Nothing else matters, Lord. All my resources, all my talents, all my being, I lay it on the altar and say, Lord, let it burn.
Yes, Lord.
Lord, unless something dies, nothing can come to life. May I be, Lord, that wheat that I would go deep into the ground and die there, that somebody somewhere may live.
Yes, God.
May my life, Lord, be what Abraham prayed, a worship, that in the burning of my life, you will have a sweet perfume, that you may have the joy of fulfilling your purpose in my life. And may this be said of me, Lord, thou good and faithful servant. You're being faithful, enter into the eternal rest. And may it be said of my wife and my children. And may it be said about our fellowship, Lord. Draw us close. Keep drawing us close. Lord, we have a tendency, Lord, to get drifted. But woo us, Lord, with your love, with your purposes. We want to come back, Lord. We have a heart, Lord, to come back. But our bodies are weak. We cannot draw in no strength. And so Lord, draw us close. That we may together build the kingdom. Together build the kingdom. And then my partner is you and I your partner. You can trust me, Lord, this afternoon time. You can count on me, Lord, this afternoon time. And lay my life and my wife's and my children on the altar. We are ready to partner with you, Lord. We want to shake a hand with you, Lord. Together let us run, Lord. Let us do what you have called us to do, Lord. This has been your cry. This has been your passion. This has been your desire that none should perish. And that you called Moses, Lord, to the side. In the middle hills where you could show him a burning bush, Lord. You have called us, Lord, to the retreat center. To give us a window into your heart. And some of us have peeped into it, Lord, and seen it, Lord. May we run with you, Lord. Not slack and lazy out in your purposes, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for this wonderful place and for all your people. We're going to be kingdom warriors, Lord. Kingdom warriors, Lord. Before that, we're going to be prayer warriors. Pour out our life, Lord, into the people that would connect us, into the nations that would connect us, and be your partner, your son, your child, joint heirs with God eternal. In the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen. Amen.
You know, what we'll do is we'll pray for Anna and his ministry that he's doing. If you can all just stand up and just lay our hands on him. Come forward as a family. I request Rajesh brother to pray.